Good morning, everybody. Today we are out in the oat field cutting the oats. It's about 8:30 in the morning. This is my second team I'm out with. I got an early start this morning. I was here at Mowing at 7 o'clock with Bill and Baron, and now I have Earl and Bill, and we will run another hour or so and quit, and then I have to run to town, and hopefully this afternoon we can get this piece finished up, and maybe we can even get the drone up to show you the size of this piece. The rain has finally stopped, and so we hope to get this job done. As you can see, the oats are quite heavy, especially on this side of the field, but there's also a lot of weeds in this crop. So as we are mowing this field, you can see in the distance the pasture, and you can see that the lines are still there from the drainage tiling that we did this last fall. And I have not done anything with that piece yet. I will smooth it out this fall and get it plowed, hopefully. But I've had people ask, how is the tiling working on this field? And this field has been so much better because we've tiled. There's so many spots that it would have been standing water at this time, whereas it's not bone dry, but there's absolutely no water standing here in the field. I was so pleased with Earl today. He has done so well mowing and mowing with Bill. Him and Bill seem to work quite well together. I think Earl is even a little bit faster walker than Baron is, and so Earl and Bill work great together. We'll see this winter as I get a little bit more logging out of Earl if I like him as much as I do right now. Oats are always quite easy to cut, especially if they're not lodged. And this field is surprising with the amount of rain that we've had, and sometimes fairly hard rain, how little lodging we've had this year. In other words, I'm saying lodging meaning the hay will actually lay right down, so it's hard to pick up and cut. But with oats, generally they're easy to cut, and this field was no exception. As thick as it was still cut really nice. The only time I had troubles is when I came across a groundhog hole and I got the dirt clogged up in my cutter bar a little bit, and then we had a little troubles there, but nothing serious. So the wind was blowing pretty good today, blowing towards our right in this picture. And when that happens, with it thick and heavy like this, the ends of the grass that I just cut kind of lay onto the standing grass. So there's a tremendous amount of grass that we have to cut through in this next time around. So the inner shoe area is going through a lot of grass that's already been cut once. But still, it cut beautifully, and I hardly ever had any troubles plugging up, even with all the tonnage that we were cutting today. Here on this end of the field, because of the way the wind is blowing, the hay would be cut and fall forward, and this would generally cause me troubles. But today it really wasn't a problem at all, and I don't think I plugged up at all during this portion of the field. But I was concerned because the hay was falling ahead, and I prefer if it would fall backwards away from my cutter bar. We are coming upon the wettest part of my field, and you can see the grass. It has a lighter green color to it, and that's because it's just too wet right there. I think over time the tiles will do even a better job of getting the moisture off this portion of the field, but they told me that we really need some hard frost and have the ground freeze fairly deep for the tiles to work properly. So hopefully this winter we'll get a really cold winter, and so that might even might help that section out, and so it could be maybe as good on this side of the field as it is on the other side of the field for tonnage. So because of all the rain that we've had, Brenda and I did a little bit of sawing the other day, and I will take you into the sawmill and show you that. And then afterwards, we'll come back and hopefully we can show the finished project of mowing this hay. So here Brenda and I are working in the sawmill. I'm running the sawmill and Brenda is running the edger. This is a custom order that we're doing for somebody that brought over this pine for us to saw for him. So I don't know if you've heard it, but I broke a band. I broke one of the sawmill. I broke one of the blades, so I have to take it off. So I'm taking the covers off to start with. There's our broken band. And I'm releasing the tension so we can get it out of here. As you can see, I don't have any gloves on, and I surely should when I'm taking these blades off, especially. I really should have my gloves on, and I do quite often. But if I have help, I prefer having my gloves even more so, because I'm much more apt to get hurt if somebody's here trying to help me take the blades off. But when I'm working alone, I generally take my time and I'm very careful, and I'm usually fine. Sometimes when the blade breaks in the cut, which is what happened this time, it's a real pain to get out. You got to get the blades out of the wheels in the sawmill, and then you can push the sawmill backwards and then pull the blade out of the log. There's several different ways to do it, but that's what I normally do. Disposing of these long blades are sometimes a little hard, so what I like to do is bend them like this and snap them, and have two pieces. It's easier to handle. After the new blade is on, I have to tighten up the tensioner so the blade stays tight. So here I'm just banding up the slabwood pile, which will end up going into my outdoor wood furnace to heat the house and to heat the dry kiln and heat our hot water. Well, that was a pretty good workout, huh, Ron?
Yep. It's enough for now.
It's lunchtime, so maybe I better take her out to eat just to celebrate and
You get downstairs.
it's Wife Appreciation Day, you know.
Really? It is?
You want to?
Sure.
All right. Skippy, you cannot go. So here we are back out in the oat field, finishing up the oats, and I see we have a few visitors in our field. So we're finishing up our mowing with Baron and Ken. We have had quite a different day today with the amount of horses that have helped mow this field. By having extra horses like I have right now, I am able to swap them around quite a bit, so it just allows the workload to be spread out. Years ago, I would have done all this with one team in one day, and it's surely doable. My horses were always in good shape, but it does tend to take the weight off them, and it's hard to keep them kind of fleshy like I like to see them when they've got to do that much work. So it is kind of nice having the extra teams. So today, this morning, I started with, if I can get this right, I started with Bill and Baron, mowed for them for a little while, and then I went to Bill and Earl. And then we had to go to town for a while, and that took longer than we expected. But when I got back, I ended up using Ken and Duke. And then I have to think now. I think I took another stretch with Bill and Earl. I did. And then I'm finishing up now with Baron and Ken. So it's a lot of horsepower to do this size field, but it was a good size field too. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Hopefully, if things go well, we will try to get some footage on the raking and baling of this field also. But can't promise anything. Well, you guys have a great day. We shall see you next time with whatever it is we do happen to have for you guys. Have a great day.